Good morning, High Tides. Happy New Year. This weekend is Martin Luther King Day. Let's find out more.
After a long struggle, legislation was signed in 1983 creating a federal holiday marking the birthday of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In 1994, Congress designated the Martin Luther King Jr. federal holiday as a national day of service. Taking place each year on the third Monday in January, the Martin Luther King Day of Service is the only federal holiday reserved as a national day of service. It calls for Americans from all walks of life to work together to provide solutions to our most pressing national matters. The Martin Luther King Day of Service empowers individuals, strengthens communities, bridges barriers, creates solutions to social problems, and moves us closer to Dr. King's vision of a beloved community.
He was a powerful man, but where would we be if he wasn't in our history?
I wouldn't even be here. My parents wouldn't have had the opportunity to come here and get a job and think I'd just be in my home country or something.
I guess I'd have a lot less black friends.
Obama probably wouldn't have been president. Like, this world would be filled with Trumps, for sure.
I would have been in Haiti still because I wouldn't have come to America because of all the injustice and all the stuff happening. Plus there would be no one pushing the Civil Rights Act and everything. There would be no one going along with the movement, so it would be bad for America.
Since I'm Hispanic, I've been going to another country and, but raising in the U.S., I think it would have been more challenging for me to go to college and get my degree. Just be more of a struggle, for Hispanic, people in the U.S.
I wouldn't even exist because my parents are both mixed. They wouldn't have met because they met in high school.
For women, it would be completely different because in the late 60s, early 70s, we were smart enough in the women's movement to attach ourselves to Martin Luther King because we knew that he was going to make a change in society. So we understood that if he got more rights for the African Americans, then women would have a better opportunity, gay people would have better opportunity, Hispanics would have better opportunity. So the women's rights movement was a big part of the civil rights movement because we understood the advantages of being connected to someone who was making so much change.
Well, without Martin Luther King, they would have never let Jews into LaGuardia, so I wouldn't be able to go to my country club without Martin Luther King.
He was a monument to men. He was a man who was not only an incredible writer, but he simply walked the walk. He did what all of us should do. He stuck to his principles. I think it would be a very different world. I think it would be a world that we really wouldn't want to be in. He made a lot of progress. I don't know if he would be entirely happy where we are now. I think he'd want to push even further. But I think without him, it would be a darker world. It would definitely be a world that would be devoid, I think, of some of the principles that he espoused. So I admire him. I'm glad that he was here. And but what a world it would be if he hadn't been here. I think it would have been a tragic world.
Our lives will most certainly be different. Our new president-elect, Mr. Trump, is going to be inaugurated next Friday, January 20th. This is going to be his entrance into the White House. Let's see what it's all about.
The presidential inauguration marks the beginning of the country's new elected president and the end of our previous president. It is a day where the president-elect Donald J. Trump is inaugurated officially as our new president. It's also a day to be celebrated by many, of course, but this upcoming presidential inauguration seems to be proving otherwise. Rumors have spread around the internet about a so-called anti-Trump inauguration concert, which is to take place the same day as a presidential inauguration. Further research suggests the reason for this is obvious: to deter attention from Trump's inauguration ceremony and attract more visitors to the concert. After all, there's no better way to undermine Trump than to take away his ratings. New Republic, a liberal magazine of commentary on politics, wrote an article titled "Don't Watch Donald Trump's Inauguration," where the author states what people can do to show their disapproval of Donald Trump's authority. For those who are for, not against Trump, you'd be happy to hear at least a few celebrities will be performing at the inauguration, including the famous Rockettes and Jackie Evancho. Some celebrities, however, have refused to perform, such as Elton John and Celine Dion. Even after all this fuss, Donald Trump has not been fazed by the actions of celebrities, saying the greatest celebrity in the world will be attending the inauguration, Donald Trump. The presidential inauguration will take place on Friday, January 20th.
You know, it's going to be a very interesting year. 2016 was full of many losses, some a little too old, some a little too young. Alright, yo, rest in peace, all of y'all. Have a great weekend, High Tide. I'm out of here. Curly hair gang.